Hey guys, today I'm gonna explain a little bit about skin conductance and how you can use it in your biofeedback training. So skin conductance is a parameter which we use little sensors on the fingers, and we can measure how much your fingers sweat. Not on a very big level, like not a lot of sweat, but on a very, very fine level. This is a marker for the activation of your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So to be on a very easy level, if you're very stressed, your body activates sympathetic nervous system, so you get into a fight or flight mode, and then your body gets really tense, your heart beats fast, and one parameter for the sympathetic nervous system is also that your fingers, they start to sweat a little. Your body already prepares for the fight or for the flight. So this is what we are going to measure with the skin conductance. Now I'm going to show you how you can apply the sensor for the skin conductance. First of all, you need to plug it into your Nexus device. The skin conductance goes into the outlet E. Here. You have a little red dot on your sensor, and you have a little red dot here at the bottom of the E. So you want to align those, and then it fits very smoothly. Now let's apply the sensor to your finger. The skin conductance sensor has a sensor on the bottom, and you want to have that on the tip of your finger. I apply it like this, and then I just close the little loops like this. Be careful that it's not too loose, like this. If this is the case, just make it a little tighter. Also make sure that it's not too tight, because otherwise there will be no blood flow into the finger. If it's like this, just scoop it down a little bit so that it sits tight and firmly. And then you're good to go. To make it more comfortable for the person, you can also turn the sensor towards the bottom, like this. Also, if you're not sure whether you applied it too tight or too loose, just ask the person. The person will tell you whether this feels uncomfortable because there is no blood flow in the finger, or whether this is okay. For me, this is perfect now. Now you applied one sensor. For the skin conductance, you will need the second one too. So just as I did right now, I'm going to apply it. Scoop it down a little bit, twist it a little, and then it's applied. I applied those sensors right now on the same hand. This is important. Doesn't matter which one, left or right, but the same hand. And I applied it to my index finger and my middle finger. If you use the heart rate sensor, it makes sense to use the skin conductance on the middle finger and the ring finger, because the heart rate will be on your index finger. So now I applied it to my middle finger and the ring finger in case I want to use the heart rate sensor on my index finger. So if you want to use the heart rate sensor, it would look something like this. We'll come to this in another video, how to apply the heart rate sensor. One more thing, it doesn't matter which skin conductance sensor is on which finger. There's no channel 1 or 2, just make sure it's on the same hand and on 2 fingers, preferably next to each other.
So let's talk again about skin conductance, and let's summarize. As we could see in the video, there are multiple ways to apply skin conductance. You can do it by itself easily on the fingertips, but you can also do it in combination with other sensors. On the left side you can see the heart rate sensor as well, and even a temperature sensor. So what does actually happen with the data while you measure it or while you test a person? So the normal level of skin conductance is doing its thing and is rather constant, and you will see this when you hook yourself or a test person up, that the level doesn't change too much. It goes a little bit up and down because the body doesn't need to react on anything. Now let's check out what happens when the body activates itself. So activation can be triggered by many different factors. There can be negative stress, like someone is taunting you or someone is being aggressive against you. There can be positive stress. You're buying a new car, or you're getting married or something. Well, getting married can maybe also be a negative stress. And there can be surprise, something happening, and something triggers an activation. And what does happen with the skin conductance when your system is being activated or under stress? Well, first, skin conductance is on a constant level, and then activation takes place. Again, this can be a random event, but this can also be a cognitive task, like saying the alphabet backwards. And what does then happen is we can see a dramatic trend that the body is reacting on the situation of stress. Stress means fight and flight mode is activated. So the body cools in advance to be ready to fight and flight. So there's a dramatic change, an upwards trend of skin conductance that you can see when a body is activated. Now, what does happen when we try to relax, to calm down? Well, one might think, well, then the exact opposite happens. The skin conductance decreases. Well, but actually, and once you see this in real data, it will look exactly like this. It takes a longer time, a way longer time, it's not as steep, to decrease the skin conductance, because the body likes to activate rather quickly, but to calm down takes a little more time, because the body still is in alert state and doesn't want to let go and being tricked by on accident not staying alerted. To summarize, the normal level is a constant level and doesn't need any adjustment. It's just minding its own business. If an activation takes place, there's a quick activation to be ready for action, so the fight and flight mode is being activated. And if you're trying to relax, or if you are relaxing actually, there's a slow deactivation of the system. So rest and digest mode takes place. This can be trained, both can be trained, so that the activation doesn't take place too fast or too extreme. But the best way to use or apply biofeedback is to train that the relaxation decreases quicker and faster. And I realize that I can actually do this and influence this. So this was it about biofeedback, and in specific the measurement of skin conductance.